Every time I try and kiss you lately, you give me the bird.
You give me the bird. There's something about like the 50s that just give you Disney or like Christmas vibes. He's just like, drink the Coke.
All you hear is this.
All you hear is nothing.
I'm Betty Crocker, and I...
Wow, it's actually Betty Crocker. What? Well, hello there, and welcome back to the Daisy Space. Or welcome to the Daisy Space. So today I am going to be reacting to some 1950s commercials that aired before I was born. I do have a whole series dedicated to old commercials. We've done 80s, 70s, and 60s. So if you're interested, then make sure you check it out. Also make sure you hit that subscribe button down below so that you don't miss out on any of my future videos. This compilation was made by the creator Alana Grace, so I will link her video in the description below if you would like to check it out. Without further ado, let's get on into it.
The cleanest queen under the sun is Tide Clean, new Tide Clean.
Oh my goodness.
Clean and bright as the sun on the sand. The kind of clean you like best next to those you love. That's because new Tide has extra cleaning power. With Tide, things always come out clean and fresh as a sea breeze. More than white, more than bright, really clean.
Clean.
The cleanest clean under the sun.
Wow.
What a wonderful sight when your wash is done. The cleanest clean under the sun is Tide Clean, new Tide Clean.
There's something about like the 50s that just give you Disney or like Christmas vibes, like just the music, and kind of like warms the heart a little bit. I feel like the 50s were just so, I don't know, magical maybe.
There are times every day as you work or you play
Oh my
when a pause
goodness.
would be welcome to you.
Everything is just so happy and it just makes you smile.
And it's then that you find the bright thought in your mind that only
Okay, maybe that's a little bit creepy.
a Coke will do.
Oh, Coca-Cola.
Million times a day, at home, at work, or on the way, there's nothing like a Coca-Cola, nothing.
That guy is just so creepy. He's just like, drink the Coke.
Nothing else gives you the bracing sparkle and the bright little lift that's so delightfully yours in ice-cold Coca-Cola. Coke has a distinctive flavor all its own that no one has ever succeeded in matching. No wonder Coca-Cola is the most asked-for soft drink in the world.
50 million times a day, at home, at work, or on the way, there's nothing like a Coca-Cola, nothing like a Coke.
I must say, Coca-Cola is a very distinct flavor. I kind of wonder, because I know like technically Pepsi is like sort of like a dupe. They kind of have like similar vibes. I'm like really curious when Pepsi was invented. If it was like after Coke and if they sort of kind of copied it a little bit, I don't know. So Coke was invented in 1892, which is just crazy how long ago that is. Okay, wow. So Pepsi was invented in 1965. So I think we can all agree that Coke probably was, at the time in the 1950s, a very original and nothing tasted like it at all in that time. That's really cool though, that's interesting. Cleans your breath while it cleans your teeth. Oh, Colgate! I thought that's a chocolate.
All they do is squawk, squawk, squawk.
I don't know why, but I thought that was a potato.
The feathers are sure flying.
Darn it, Sally, what did I do to ruffle your feathers? Every time I try and kiss you lately, you give me the bird.
You give me the bird?
Listen, Tom, nobody's going to coo with you until you see your dentist.
You have bad breath. Wow, so that whole toothpaste commercial was just like, go to your dentist, husband, because you stink. And then it was over.
My name is Maisie the Ray.
the flake. Oh, what a sweet combination.
Raisin Bran.
Known to the world as Post Raisin Bran Flakes. We've got a story to tell you. It happened not too long ago. Rah, 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 rah. Here's Hotfoot Harry, the star of the track. It's the meat of the year, but alas and alack. His body is willing, but his spirit is low. With the shot foot, he hits his own toe. He's big and he's strong, but he's feeling so sad. His pole vault is faulty. Too bad, poor Harry's so low that he can't clear the hurdle. In fact, in this race, he got beat by a turtle.
Hey, Harry, come on, try some Post Raisin Bran.
You'll be back on the track, a right happy man, 'cause the flavor of the raisins and the flakes combined makes the best kind of eating that a fella can find. The raisins are a-making all the flakes taste swell, while the flakes make the raisins delicious as well. One bowl and Harry is back in the race with a song in his heart and a smile on his face. He runs like a deer once again, he's the star. His broad jump's the longest by far. Yes, Post Raisin Bran.
He just jumps into all of the trophies.
Makes a real breakfast treat. It's a blue ribbon winner that just can't be beat.
I'm Maisie the Raisin.
I'm Jake the Flake. Together we're Post Raisin Bran. That's us.
You'll love this great fruit and cereal treat. Ask Mom next time she shops to get Post Raisin Bran.
Okay, so I was about to say that this commercial made me really think of like kids commercials, because it's very like, this guy's gonna be big and strong because he ate his cereal. Which I must say, Raisin Bran is definitely better than most children's cereals out there today. So yeah, if your kid asks for Raisin Bran, I mean, it could be worse. Oh my goodness. This music, it's so groovy. I don't even know what I'm looking at though.
Open a Budweiser.
Oh.
Pour yourself the most inviting glass
Just people chilling on the beach and then all of a sudden, beer.
of beer you've ever tasted. Cold, golden Budweiser with that good taste for good times.
Ooh, that looks nice.
Go ahead. Live life.
Wow, look how tiny those look. They're like so small. And now you get like a Budweiser and it's like this big.
Golden minute of it. Enjoy Budweiser.
What was that? It was like a little piercer that you had to like pierce the can with to like open it. That's interesting.
Every golden drop of it.
Budweiser beer is for folks who know where there's life. Where there's life.
Go ahead.
Where there's life, there's Bud.
I mean, obviously, like, this is, like, way far after, like, Prohibition, which was in the 1920s. But the fact that they say, like, where there's life, there's, like, this beer. It's kind of interesting how they worded that. The king of beer, yeah!
Look, here is the new Band-Aid plastic strip with new Super Stick. It sticks better than any other bandage. The proof? Take a dry egg at room temperature. Touch the egg with any other bandage. Brand X, brand Y, brand Z. Not one sticks. But a Band-Aid plastic strip with new Super Stick sticks tight instantly. Watch it again in slow motion.
In slow motion.
No pressure, yet we can lift the egg, even boil it. And the Band-Aid plastic strip never comes loose.
That's insane!
Maybe you don't want to broil eggs this way, but you do want the extra protection of Band-Aid plastic strips. They take better care of little cuts and scratches. They stay put.
Yes, even in hot soapy dishwater.
Interesting.
Neat, fresh-colored, almost invisible. Band-Aid plastic strips with new Super Stick stick better than any other bandage. Made only by Johnson & Johnson, the most trusted name in surgical dressings. Be sure
In surgical dressings.
you get Band-Aid plastic strips.
Wow, that's amazing. I must say, every time that I ever use a Band-Aid, and this is like 2022, every time I wash my hands, I have to take it off because it just starts falling apart. I kind of wonder if this thing, if it worked or not. Like, if you could actually like wash your hands or do dishes. Then it makes you wonder, like, if it like was really painful to take off.
Honey, when was the last time you baked a cake?
Last week, dear.
Oh, I didn't see any cake around here.
It wasn't for you, dear. My club had a charity auction. You know, my cake sold for $5.
Oh, how'd you manage that?
With Betty Crocker's new honey spice cake mix. I just wish you'd seen it. high and light and moist.
Stop it, dear. I'm starving.
Because Betty Crocker puts just the good things you'd use yourself in her honey spice cake mix. Soft as silk cake flour, the very best shortening, fine, delicate spices, and sweet clover honey.
She's right. I'm Betty Crocker, and I...
Wow, it's actually Betty Crocker! What? That's crazy! And her stuff has been around for ages. Like, it's still massively popular.
promise you a perfect cake every time you bake. That's right, perfect. You be the judge. Or write General Mills, Minneapolis, Minnesota, and get your money back.
Wow.
Remember, I guarantee a perfect cake every time you bake. Cake after cake after cake.
He's just like... You know, maybe I should eat cake like that. Just take it with my hand and be like... Arr.
And you don't have to bother with fancy icings for any Betty Crocker cake. Who would ask for anything better than chocolate cake and vanilla ice cream with chocolate sauce?
Ooh.
Or white cake and chocolate ice cream with marshmallow topping right out of a jar? Where's the family that doesn't go for cake and ice cream?
Wow.
Especially when every cake turns out just the way you want it. Thanks to Betty Crocker cake mixes. Bake a Betty Crocker cake right now. Perfect
right
every
now.
time.
Wait, I'm curious. When did Betty Crocker actually start her business? Oh, okay. So it was 1921 when she started. Wait, what? So this is saying Betty Crocker isn't actually a real person. I'm confused. I'm looking at this article, and the article is from PBS. Surprisingly, that Betty Crocker isn't actually a real person. She is the brainchild of an advertising campaign developed by the Washburn Crosby Company, a flour milling company started in the late 1800s that eventually became General Mills. Okay. So was the other lady then just like an actor? I don't know. I'm gonna have to like look more into that. I'm interested now. Oh my word. This makes me want to watch like an old movie.
Now that you've seen part one of Away From It All, let's turn to our Westinghouse program. One hand behind my back. Well, I wonder what Betty Fredess is going to do with one hand behind her back like that.
Come with me, and I'll show you what every one of you can do single-handed. Here, you can tune in this wonderful new Westinghouse television set with just one hand like this, because it has the sensational new Westinghouse single-dial control. There's no more fussing with several dials. You just turn this one dial, and you're tuned in perfectly. Now, in the set that you're watching now, does a channel ever come in like this and give you only sound?
Maybe.
Or, when the picture comes in clear like this, is the sound ever so hard to get that all you hear is this?
All you hear is nothing. Now it's so funny. They have like little dials and she's talking about like multiple dials. I've never seen a TV like that. That's super interesting. Of course, now we have like remotes. It's so crazy how much has changed.
Well, that never happens with this wonderful new Westinghouse set because of the miracle of Westinghouse synchro tuning. Picture and sound come in together just like that.
Wow.
And once tuned, this set stays locked in tune. Now, here's something that will really amaze you. Here's the size of the screen in most table models. Now, let's compare it with this new Westinghouse screen. There. Now, that's quite a difference. Engineering improvements give you a huge 17-inch rectangular screen in this wonderfully compact new Westinghouse set.
Wow.
And it gives you a black glass tube, which means that you get a clear, sharp picture, even in daylight. Now, this set also has a built-in antenna, and that means that in many areas, there's no installation of any kind. You save the entire cost of it.
Wow, this is just crazy. So I was at Walmart today, and you know, okay, so by the time you guys are watching this, it's gonna be Black Friday because I upload on Fridays. And I was at Walmart today and they were having like Black Friday deals like early or whatever. I remember seeing like a bunch of TVs like sitting out and they were like 55 inches and like 70 inches. And this is like 17 inches, which is in this time was actually quite large. That's just so crazy.
So why put up with a set that isn't really up to date and has an old-fashioned small screen?
I know.
When you can get this wonderful new 17-inch Westinghouse set at a modest price. Just ask your dealer for the Westinghouse Linwood. There's no other set in its price range that compares with it.
Ask your dealer. It's like buying a car.
You can be sure if it's Westinghouse.
Wow. Okay, now I'm going to switch to another video by the creator Retro Yard.
50 to 60 years ago, people were introduced to peanut butter for the first time. They looked it over carefully. The daring and courageous bought it.
Then you might want to call me daring and courageous, because I love peanut butter.
They discovered it had several drawbacks. It became oily and sticky.
What?
And didn't stay fresh very long.
Oh, that's weird.
It was rather hard to digest. Didn't taste like peanuts. Grown-ups never became peanut butter fans until 1933, when a new kind of peanut butter started to appear in grocery stores.
Ah, Skippy.
It looked different. It smelled different. It tasted different. It had practically nothing in common with the old-style product.
That's interesting. What kind of peanut butter did they have before, like, your typical grocery store peanut butter? I'm interested to know exactly what that was like. It's crazy to think that, like, this type of peanut butter's only been around for that long. Oh man, Mr. Clean has been around forever! Wow, what is that?
Dirt to the left. Dirt to the right. Dirt above. Dirt below. Luckily you have a secret weapon.
Oh my gosh.
He's mean. He hates dirt.
I will get my Mr. Clean gun, and then I'll look gorgeous doing it.
You, Mr. Clean, gets rid of grease. You, Mr. Clean, polishes off stains. You, Mr. Clean, rubs out grime. No other kind of cleaner cleans like new Mr. Clean.
He's just like...
No liquid, powder, detergent, cleanser, or soap. Nothing.
Kill 'em all!
Mission completed. Thanks to your secret weapon, new Mr. Clean. He's mean. He hates dirt.
Wow. Ah, the percolator.
Coffee pot at work. Listen to it perk. Look at the coffee as it gets darker and stronger. Smell the honest coffee smell. Ah, smell it. But will this cup of coffee taste as good as it smells? You bet it will, because it's Maxwell House, the coffee that tastes as good as it smells every time. Maxwell House coffee tastes as good as it smells every time.
So the last episode that we did of this series, where we reviewed 1960s commercials, if you've not checked it out, make sure you go over there. I will leave it in the clickable I button over there. The entire thing was about Folgers coffee. It kind of reminded me of those, except obviously this is Maxwell House, so anyway. Well guys, I believe that will do it for this episode. But if you guys enjoyed that, then make sure you leave me a like before you go. And if you're new here and you enjoy what you see, then make sure you hit the subscribe button down below. That way you don't miss out on any of my future videos. I would absolutely love to have you a part of our new family here. And with that, I hope that you guys have a blessed week. I know it's going to be the day after Thanksgiving, so I hope you guys had an awesome Thanksgiving. And make sure you don't trample each other at the stores today. Anyways, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!